Warning, the subject matter in this story is sensitive. Viewer discretion advised.
Jason, it's funny as I have your picture.
Mitchell Franz sentenced to 3 years and 183 days for child solicitation.
You've been talking to what you believed was a 14-year-old child. I seen you pull in, man. You can't run. I'll let you know that I'm not law enforcement.
James Nestle sentenced to 4 years for child solicitation.
I run an online organization that exposes online child predators.
Bikers against predators.
What is your profession, sir?
I'm a teacher.
Todd Samra, charged with attempted child molesting and child solicitation.
Honestly, Josh,
Joshua Hoover, sentenced to 6 years for attempt to commit vicarious sexual conduct with a child less than 14.
I think you got a serious problem, man.
Online groomers using popular social media apps to hold conversations and meet with who they believe are underage kids.
What do you have in common with a 13-year-old?
Christopher McElroy, sentenced to 1 year for inappropriate communication with a child.
That you're buying condoms for?
Tonight, ABC57 takes you inside the organization trying to fight the growing threat. We'll introduce you to who they are.
Who are you?
Who am I?
Yeah, I'm asking.
They call me Boots.
Why they are trying to protect your children.
Oh, I just walking around. You always do that with kids?
And the obstacles they face.
Our biggest challenge is understanding what we do.
Vigilantes.
It is better to let the professionals, those who are trained to handle dangerous situations, confront those individuals.
Or defenders of your children.
You spoke to this child for no more than 2 hours before becoming sexual.
ABC 57's year-long investigation, Predator Advisory, starts right now. Hello, I'm ABC 57 investigative reporter Kevin Wormhold. Tonight, we're going to tackle an uncomfortable topic, child predators. Over the next 30 minutes, we're going to take you inside an organization created by a concerned parent called Bikers Against Predators, and we're going to tell you how to keep your children safe from these online dangers. We want to warn you, some of this information is graphic, especially for children, so viewer discretion is advised.
Nothing happened.
It doesn't matter. Something did happen. You solicited a minor for sex. That's what happened. You wanted a kid to come to your house for sex. Y'all coming to meet a fucking kid, bro?
More and more parents are giving their kids cell phones, given access to the internet and social media apps where they can fall victim to online predators.
You made a mistake. You made a mistake? I know you made a mistake. Big mistake. Yeah, you did, dude. It's a 14-year-old child.
This is one of several videos Bikers Against Predators has given ABC 57 News permission to use, showing convicted predators attempting to meet with a child. According to Pew Research, 20% of children under the age of 12 in the U.S. now have their own smartphone. That means 1 in 5 American children have the same access to apps as adults and the same access to the dangers of the internet.
A 13-year-old? What are you trying to go to a 13-year-old's house for?
The group says videos like these are examples of child solicitation, a crime that can be committed by online predators very easily.
You have a level 4 felony, which you did commit, is child solicitation.
Prevention of online solicitation is difficult. Michiana police confirm an uptick in these cases. Commander of South Bend Detective Bureau, Captain Jason Biggs, tells ABC 57 for the year 2022 alone.
I don't have an exact number, but we're in the range of 30 to 50.
And Captain Biggs agrees with the changes in technology, there's a potential for that number to grow.
Do you know what the legal age of consent here in Indiana is?
Tyler 6, sentenced to 5 years for child solicitation.
16. 16, yeah. So if she's 12, would she be able to consent what you guys are about to do out here today?
But there's one Michiana parent trying to make it his mission to stop these predators. Meet Boots, founder and president of Bikers Against Predators, a nonprofit organization based in Goshen, Indiana. Boots is the nickname he uses to protect his true identity, given the dangerous people he comes in contact with. His boots are also the first thing viewers see on the Bikers Against Predators live streams. The operations that he and his team conduct are risky, the potential for danger, even death, high.
You calm down, man. Don't put your hands on me.
Do you have a knife out right now?
We just had an individual in St. Joe County. He did have a firearm. And just de-escalating the situation.
Putting himself in danger was never Boots' intention.
Run, run, run!
Boots claims his own 13-year-old became a target.
We had an issue with my own daughter and being on social media. She was actually contacted by a predator.
Boots went to police in Elkhart County hoping the guy would be arrested, but that didn't happen.
There wasn't a lot that could be done. I don't know if it was just lack of law enforcement to be able to handle that case, or there just wasn't enough evidence.
Boots saw other organizations finding and exposing child predators in different states. And he couldn't, as a father, see local predators here at home go unchecked.
I feel my daughter's being preyed upon. I didn't know what to do. Like, I thought, it can't be just my daughter on there.
So Boots went online to see if what happened to his daughter was an isolated incident or a major problem across Michiana. He posed as a child online, testing the internet waters.
And I was laying there one night and I said, I wonder how easy it is here in my little town to catch a predator that a guy's trying to talk to what he thinks is a minor. It probably took about under 5 minutes to have a guy okay with my age to the point where he was speaking sexual and asking to meet. Within 5 minutes and I'm like, there's no way.
And Bikers Against Predators was born. The volunteers stream all their operations on Facebook Live, putting the suspects caught trying to lure kids for sex on public display.
We've now moved up to over 140 individuals.
Not everyone caught by the biker organization is arrested. ABC57 News was on scene in Warsaw during a bikers operation last September. The subject was not arrested at the time due to a lack of evidence needed for prosecution. Since December of 2021, 54 suspected predators confronted by the bikers have been arrested, 14 convicted. When police arrived, Boots and his team have data ready, allow investigators full access to everything they've uncovered so their interactions are completely transparent. Here in St. Joseph County,
we require that their cell phones be either given to us or that we have access to that text messaging that was going on between the two parties. Our cybercrimes unit is able to look at that metadata and determine whether it's been changed, manipulated, deleted, anything, so that we know when we look at that it's the actual conversation as it occurred.
And if there are any red flags,
it's out.
Prosecutor Ken Cotter says children having access to apps on their devices is a major concern. And he believes that these crimes are going underreported, likely because parents don't know these conversations are even taking place. Cotter says in St. Joseph County, in the past 10 years, there have been 52 investigations. Half have led to charges. Committing child solicitation is a felony.
If a computer device was not used and they didn't go to visit, then it's a level 5 felony. If they did use some kind of device and the person went to go meet with that person who was under 14 or they're believed to be under 14, then it's a level 4.
Bikers Against Predators does not want all of its tactics made public, but Boots told ABC57 News they have decoy accounts on multiple apps, like Facebook, Kik, Discord, Snapchat, and many more. And according to Boots, his undercover adults posing as teens never start the online conversation. The suspected predators do.
They make first contact. They make the first message of anything inappropriate, and then they're the ones that ask to meet.
Ken Cotter says the person who makes first contact is important.
We're only going to charge that when we believe that a person actually has committed that of their own volition without somebody else trying to, quote unquote, entice them to do that.
And as far as social media access for sex offenders, there are no current laws in Indiana or Michigan preventing a registered sex offender from having social media accounts. Those found guilty for child solicitation in Indiana are usually required to register as a sex offender. That same sex offender is allowed to keep their access to the social media accounts. This type of work does come with controversy. Boots tells ABC57 YouTube removed the bikers organization for their policy against harassment and bullying.
Content or behavior intended to harass, threaten, or bully others is not allowed on YouTube.
The organization lost their appeal with the platform. We reached out to the parent company for YouTube, Alphabet Incorporated, for comment. They haven't responded. Platforms like these are what the organization uses to communicate with the public, even raising money during their live streams.
Howdy.
In a recent operation in southern Indiana, the group called the police to the home of a suspected predator. When the police arrived, they found 2 girls living inside. The father was arrested by police for child solicitation. The girls were found living in squalid conditions, in need of basic items like winter coats and clothing.
Dad, I need new pants.
Those following the live stream decided to help the 2 girls in need. Your supporters online supported those girls. Tell me a little bit about that.
We are a nonprofit, so we had a board meeting. Our attorney advised that we could create a fundraiser to help these girls.
Over $4,100 raised in a day and a half. Clothes, shoes, backpacks, coats, and more. The father is accused of attempting to meet with what he thought was a 13-year-old girl. Would you say that if it wasn't for your organization doing what you did that day, that wouldn't have been discovered?
100% agree that it would have never been discovered.
We've introduced you to the Biker Against Predator organization. Now, we're going to take you inside one of their operations. According to these court records, this 52-year-old music teacher admits to having sexual conversations with a biker's decoy who is posing as a 13-year-old girl.
Hello.
Hey.
Hey, sorry I missed your call.
That's okay. I was just checking to see if you were still coming.
Yeah. It's not too late or anything?
Dr. Todd Samra was a college professor, a musicologist for the Monterey Symphony, a director of music for a church. And now, he's charged with child solicitation and attempted child molesting after meeting with the biker's decoy in the small town of Churubusco, Indiana. How did the professor of music get arrested for soliciting a minor for sex? The interaction starts with the Bikers Against Predators decoy getting messaged on the Kik app by Samra. Zephyrin Cochran, the Kik account name seen here, allegedly belongs to Todd Samra. According to the Bikers group, he messaged the decoy account first. ASL. That stands for age, sex, location. The decoy responds, young female, US. Samra is then accused of sharing his information, 52, male, Fort Wayne, and then asked, how young? The decoy responds with the age of 13. But Boots tells ABC57 that didn't stop Samra from continuing the conversation. The conversation turns sexual, interested in a hookup. And are you wanting to try certain sexual things? From that moment on, the conversation becomes too graphic for us to share on television. ABC57 News obtained this disturbing exchange from the biker organization. The decoy ended the conversation by giving Samra her cell phone number. He started messaging the decoy, even sending photos of himself. Then the bikers organization tells ABC57 News another revelation. Samra admits he's a teacher. Samra asks for what he thinks is a 13-year-old girl her home address. And now he wants to meet in person. Then this phone call.
It's not too late or anything?
No. How long do you think it would be?
About 45 minutes or so.
Okay.
I'm a bit nervous, I have to admit. It's a little scary, you know.
I just hope that you like me.
Oh, I'm sure I will. I'm not worried about that. You know, your age is a little scary. You know, it's just a little bit. I've never been with someone that young.
Can I ask what you guys are doing out here?
Just walking and talking.
Just walking and talking?
Yes, sir.
Zephyrin, right? Zephyrin, that's your name?
Yeah.
This is a video of the bikers' exchange with Dr. Todd Samra. Boots is asking Samra questions about why he showed up.
Can I ask what you're doing?
Just talking to her.
Okay. Talking to who?
This young lady.
Okay, how old is this young lady?
I don't know.
Sir?
I don't know. I'm just...
How old is she?
I don't know.
How old am I? You reiterated it to me in text messages multiple times.
Sir?
Yeah.
I'd rather you have this conversation. Okay? How old is she?
I'm not doing anything inappropriate.
As the conversation gets more uncomfortable, Samra tries to walk away.
You know, I told her there's no pressure.
No pressure for what?
No pressure for anything. To talk or anything else.
Sir, you've been asking this minor to have sex with you.
No, I haven't.
The adult decoy then informed Samra that he's been talking to them.
Sir, hey, listen, you've been talking to us.
Samra then says his real name and profession on camera.
Let me tell you something right now.
Sir.
Dr. Todd
Yes.
Samara?
Yes.
That's your name?
Yes.
Okay, we know who you are.
Okay. I'm sorry, I really don't.
What is your profession, sir?
I'm a teacher.
You're a teacher?
Yeah.
What do you teach?
Music.
Music?
What age group do you teach?
I teach all ages.
Samara even admits to having sexual conversations with what he thought was a teenager.
Okay, yes, there were sexual conversations, but I was scared about it.
The charging document obtained by ABC57 News from Whitley County says that when police interviewed Samara, he admitted that he met Aaliyah, the alias the decoy used on the Kick app. He confirmed Aaliyah told him she was 13 and that he had sexual talk with her. Boots and his organization believe the messaging Samara did with the decoy is part of the process known as grooming. Law enforcement officials say sex offenders use grooming techniques to desensitize the victim and win their trust. Cases like these include a lot of data supporting evidence from the devices used.
We haven't had any issues with law enforcement not wanting to take the evidence.
Samara is currently awaiting trial that right now is set to start in November. He's charged with child solicitation and attempted child molesting. He is considered innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. You're watching ABC 57 Investigates Predator Advisory. We've introduced you to a local organization called Bikers Against Predators and how they're tackling the predator problem right here in Michiana. We're now going to show you how you as a parent can fight back and what the police are doing to keep your kids safe.
It's called grooming. You're supposed to be going out hunting, and you're out here trying to pick up kids.
She told you she was 13 and you continued to engage in a sexually driven conversation.
These men have all been found guilty of crimes against children.
Bad enough you're trying to cheat on her, let alone with a kid. So you would have raped the child today, correct?
You asked if she wanted pictures of your genitalia.
While groups like Bikers Against Predators have increased their presence to protect children, there's also some things that you could do. What are some safety or security options that parents have to help protect their children from being reached out to on these social media apps?
A lot of these apps have some restrictions on them that you can put on their phones.
Amy Bennett is a Special Victims Commander for St. Joseph County and recommends parents play an active role in monitoring their children's devices. She also recommends checking your child's chat history or even blocking the chat capability from various apps like Facebook or Snapchat. We're now going to show you how you can go into your app and set the settings to private for your kid and turn off the chat availability. Now, we're going to use TikTok for our example today. So in your TikTok app, you open up in the top right corner, you hit settings and privacy, it brings you to this display, you go to family pairing. Now when you're in family pairing and you go to add an account, it's going to give you a code to scan to link the two accounts. But for an account that's already been linked, okay, you have options for daily screen time, restricted mode on, privacy and safety. When you go to privacy and safety, the private account on this one is turned on. It makes your child's account private. Then you go down to safety. Who can send direct messages to your teen? No one. That is the option that you want to prevent a child predator from potentially reaching out to your child online. Most other social media apps have similar steps that you could take to secure your child's device. Placing a time limit on your child's device is also helpful. If you as a parent become aware that your child is engaging in a conversation with a suspected predator,
I would first probably contact the police, file a police report, take their phones from them, their computers, turn those over to the police department.
When investigators have the child's electronic device, it can help locate the suspected predator and preserve the evidence. Captain Jason Biggs is in charge of the Detective Bureau at the South Bend Police Department. He says that after they are notified about a possible case involving child solicitation, resources are available.
So we have the Casey Center here that the folks there are all equipped and all specialized trained, forensically trained to interview children under the age of 13 or any child of age.
Carolyn Hahn is the Executive Director for the Casey Center located in St. Joseph County.
Certainly, there's been a lot more of child solicitation with social media, with all the cell phones and all the information that's passed around that way. Those kind of cases have increased dramatically.
Investigators will also subpoena app companies like Facebook for the data, but it can be very time-consuming.
Usually we send out a Facebook or a Snapchat warrant. It's about a month before we get that turnaround. So that's a month going where we're holding that case open and potentially that predator is still out in our community. So it can be frustrating at times.
So, does the Bikers Against Predators organization operating independently, gathering evidence, and identifying suspected child predators helpful?
The evidence is the evidence, right. Now, if they're videotaping it and they're giving it to us versus live streaming it, no difference.
So as long as they're not violating civil rights or breaking any kind of criminal code or criminal law, we're going to respond and we're going to assist in the way we can.
But not all departments are happy when they arrive on scene. Police from Canton, Illinois, threatening to arrest Boots during this operation.
This individual is here trying to pick up had a 13-year-old meet him here and was taking her up to his room.
Okay, well, you told to come to the PD and come talk to us in the first place.
Well, we were going to leave the scene.
They won't do that. So you'd rather cause a disturbance and risk getting arrested at this point?
Why would we get arrested?
Disorderly conduct?
We're not being disorderly.
Yeah, okay. Do you live here?
I do not.
No.
Is it a government building? He invited us here.
But after the organization made their case, the accused solicitor was arrested for attempting to meet with what he thought was a 13-year-old girl. Ken Cotter tells ABC57 News that the Bikers organization live streaming and publicly shaming individuals can be dangerous.
My job is to hold a person accountable for a crime they've committed. It's not to try to publicly shame a person. More importantly, that can be incredibly dangerous for not just the individuals involved with bikers versus predators, but also, frankly, the defendant themselves.
The Bikers organization has already moved to operations out of the state of Indiana. But Boots says the problem goes beyond our borders, and spreading awareness is the main goal.
As far as us traveling, that's what our end goal is, to be able to travel the country, travel the world, because this is a worldwide movement. Like, it's not just here in Indiana, it's not here in America. This is happening in every country around the world.
According to the Bikers Against Predators organization, the reach that technology and social media gives predators is dangerous. It allows them access to underage children for grooming and in-person meetings. Now, the organization's hope is that by bringing awareness to parents, they'll be able to take the initiative to save their children. In Mishawaka, Kevin Wormhold, ABC57 News.